let's go ahead and talk about converting between polar coordinates and rectangular coordinates. With polar coordinates, remember that we're going to have an r value and an angle measure, so theta. When we're working with rectangular coordinates, that's where we have our x and y value for our point. So let's go ahead and take a look at our triangle here. We have a right triangle, and let's go ahead and build our trig functions using this right triangle. So theta is already plotted. Our opposite side here is going to be represented by the letter y. Our adjacent side is where the x is, and our hypotenuse, in this case, is going to be represented by r, which is the radius of our circle. So let's go ahead and build some formulas here. We've got sine of theta. This is our opposite side over our hypotenuse. So we have y over r. We have our cosine of theta value. Right, this is our adjacent side, x, over our hypotenuse, which is r. We have tangent of theta, which is our opposite side, y, over our adjacent side, x. And we're also going to have access to Pythagorean Theorem in this case, since we're working with a right triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and use letters that we have on the screen. This would be x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And the combination of these formulas that you're going to use is dependent upon which point you're given, and whether you're converting from polar coordinates to rectangular, or if you're going the other direction and going from rectangular coordinates to polar. Now keep in mind, when you're working with this sine and cosine formula, obviously you could multiply both sides here by r. And so we'll get a y value that's equal to r sine theta. And we could do the same thing down here with our cosine function. We could multiply both sides here by r. So our x value would be equal to r cosine theta. And you'll see those formulas listed up here at the top. So if you're given an r value and a theta value, you can go ahead and use those to convert to rectangular coordinates. And if you're given x and y values, then you could go ahead and use your tangent equation and your Pythagorean theorem so that you can actually convert it to polar coordinates.